Hey everybody, whoa! Welcome to Good Witch Intuitive Tarot. I just wanted to talk to you guys about some downloads I got last night, and I know that I wanted to make this a regular thing, but again, I haven't been writing down the downloads that I get at night, but last night I got a ton of downloads. I don't know if it's because of the Lionsgate portal or, I mean, I get downloads every night, but I mean, some nights like last night are just like I feel like all I did was work all night during when I was supposed to be sleeping. But anyway, I'm going to give you guys a rundown of the three most important things that came through that were for you guys. One was to be very careful of anyone who's gaslighting you. And those of you who don't know what gaslighting is, I was going to go through it all with you, but I don't want to bore the other people that already know what it is. So if you don't know what gaslighting it is, please look it up, okay? I will say that the most important thing that came through about this was that these people would be suitors or potential suitors or boyfriends or girlfriends or somebody that you're either already wrapped up with or somebody who's trying to get you wrapped up. But they're going to try to keep gaslighting you. They want to control you emotionally and mentally, okay? Because they want to keep you wrapped up like my precious. You know, they don't want you to get away. And they think, because they're narcissists, they think that this is the way to do it. They're very dark people. They have very dark energy around them. And Spirit wants you to be very careful to not get involved with them. People who stand in in the highest of light are going to see right through this. Others that are not standing in a very bright light right now, who are, going through a low period or just haven't completed an awakening yet or whatever they got going on, they need to know that these are people who are not spiritually awake, first of all. And second of all, they're very narcissistic and they're very about themselves and they want to control you. So just be very, very careful and don't let them take you down into the abyss, because those of you who have been doing a lot of work but aren't quite there through that tunnel of, light enlightenment that you need to be, try to raise your vibration. Like I would do that immediately. I'd start tonight. The more you raise your vibration, the more they can't get a hold of you. They might try. They're still going to want to, because that's why they want you so badly. They see that bright light. I don't know if there's, what to tell you about these people, other than the fact that the message was to be very leery of them and try to get away from them, to try to stay away from them. I know that for some of you, you're going to say, but I love them or I care about them or whatever. It's totally up to you. You're big boys and girls. The warning's there, the message is there. It's up to you from here on out, right? So your choices are they're your lessons, okay? Your lessons learned. You either learn the lesson or you don't, and you have to keep going through the same lesson. Sometimes a different face, sometimes a different wrapping, but the same lesson, right? So totally up to you. But you needed to know this, that there's right now we're in a very karmic period where we're going to have bottom feeders trying to latch on, bottom feeders trying to attack you. They're going to try and get you to, like, say they want you to, oh, tell me about this or tell me about that. And then they're going to attack you for everything you say. Everything you say, they're going to be pouncing on you for it. This is part of what they're going to gaslight you about. I got that very strongly during the night last night, that these people are going to try to get, like, everything you say, they're going to have something negative to say. The other message was about prejudice. If these people come, and it could be a different group of people or it could be exactly the same person or people. This is one person or two people or whatever, however many it is for each of you. It could be the same person or someone different. But you're going to know this very dark person, whether it's the same person who's gaslighting you or not. And I think for most of you, it's going to be the same person. Very prejudiced. They're going to say nasty, mean things. They're going to go as far as, using slang to describe other races, colors, ethnicities, religious groups, anything, whatever they can do, especially if they know that you love and care about these people or these other groups. They're going to down them so that you will feel bad about yourself for liking them or loving them or caring about them. So be careful. This is very narcissistic, dark behavior. Most of these people just want to wrap you up. Like I said, they want to keep you almost as they're precious, like, I'm just going to keep you in this little bubble and I don't want you going anywhere and I don't want you going with anyone and I don't want you to get away, it's like holding a firefly in your hand and not letting it go. That's what I'm doing right here. That's what I feel like I'm doing, holding a firefly. They want you to be their firefly, and that's the reason they're doing this. And well, they're batshit crazy too. Anyway, I just think they're dark. They're dark people. All right, so those were two things. One was very heavy prejudice, that's going to come at you, and they're going to try and make you feel bad because you're not prejudiced. How dare you not be prejudiced? You're okay with going into that neighborhood. You're okay with going around those people, quote unquote. This is the way they're going to speak to you. They're going to try to make you feel like you should be as prejudiced as they are. And this is all part of it's like a scare tactic for them. It's just narcissism. It really is. It's just gaslighting, and it's just their way of trying to control you emotionally and mentally. And those of you who shine in a bright light these people aren't going to be able to touch you. They think they can, but just take note of it anyway, because I, for one, do like to take note of people who try to pull this crap on me. I think it's kind of laughable that they could even think they'd get away with it, or that I would even fall for it. But there's something to be said for someone who's stupid enough to actually come at me in that energy, because I think it's hysterical when people come at me in that energy. Like me, who stands up here and tells everybody, don't let the bottom feeders get you. I mean, I just think it's so funny how even I still get these karmic tests, you guys. So please remember that we all do. It doesn't matter who we are and what spiritual advancements we had. It does not matter, and none of this matters. The same stuff you get, we get. Every reader, every spiritualist, every advisor, anybody who you're going to come up against, it gets the same things thrown at them that you guys do, really. Maybe not in the same way, or maybe not as much, but occasionally we get a test thrown at us too. And it's almost like maintenance. It really is. It's almost like, when they say a hairdresser has to go back and keep up with their credits, or a nurse has to keep up, or a doctor has to keep going to different classes to be, further educated. It's kind of like that. You're still going to get your, tests thrown at you every now and then. It doesn't matter where you are on this journey. It really doesn't. So those two things came in very strongly. And the third thing was to be careful of poverty mindset, whether you're in yourself or in another person. So, and all of this was either for yourself or another person, all of it. So even the things I just said to you, to be careful of these people doing these things, you could be doing these things. And I have to put it out there. You could be gaslighting someone. You could be in a very prejudiced state of mind. You could be. Do I think that you are? Highly doubtful. Most of you that come to these channels are enlightened beings. And the problem is that a lot of you are dealing with people that aren't. Dealing with people that aren't enlightened is really hard when you're enlightened. But once you will get used to it, and it will get easier to clean the slate of the unenlightened people. And yes, you still have people who, are family members that you will still have to deal with, that are not enlightened and are not high vibration. And you'll find your way to do that as well. Very little contact, making sure you always have an out, and calling in Archangel Michael and his army to protect you while you have to be around them for limited time, right? And some people will choose to walk away from family members. It's happened to all of us, where we just were like, nope, we're not going to do that anymore because it's just too dark and dismal. That happens. Okay, but back to what I was talking about. So be really careful about being in any kind of, because I felt like this one more was for you guys rather than someone around you. The other messages I felt were more for you to be leery of people who were going to take you down the rabbit hole, who were trying to wrap you up, and who were trying to criticize people around you, things you love, places you love to go. How dare you love that neighborhood? That's horrible. The people there are losers. They're disgusting. They're murderers. These are the types of things they're going to say to you. How dare you like those people? Those people are of this color or that ethnicity or that religion or whatever. These are the things they're going to say to you there. Okay, so be warned. Gaslighting is going to happen, and people are trying to wrap you up, my precious, and keep you in that protective bubble, but not the holy bubble. They're trying to keep you in their dark bubble of darkness and keep you from going anywhere. All right, so be careful there. The other thing was about the poverty mindset. Be really careful of, you don't want to go get in the line that is the line for the single mothers or the people that lost their jobs. And when I say line, I don't really mean there's physically a line, although there might be, because depending on what it's for. But any one of the lines or any one of the places that are meant to be set up, unless you are one of these people who are in need right now, you lost your job, or you have children to feed, or you're an only parent, or whatever this is, that these people need these resources, whatever it is, whether it be a meal, whether it be a paycheck, whether it be whatever kind of services that have been put in place for people in need. Make sure that you aren't a person who has money, but see that as a free ticket and get in that line, because these things are going to be they're going to karmically come back at you. And they're also saying don't cheap out. And I didn't know how else to put this to you because I didn't want to sound rude, but that's the only way I could keep it. Kept coming back to me. Don't cheap out. Don't cheap out. Don't cheap out on your friends, your family, your date, your mother, your father, whatever. Don't cheap out. Okay. And whatever that means to each of you, you should know what it means. They're saying, if you have money in the bank, don't be stingy or cheap about it. In whatever way that is. So each of you will know what this means. They want you to flow with the money. They gave it to you to spend. And once you spend it, you'll get back. It's a give and take with the universe, right? But if you start living as in, it's mine and I'm going to hoard it away and I'm going to live in poverty, but I got, a mattress full of money over here, that's going to come back and get you karmically. Okay, that's not why Spirit gave it to you. Okay, Spirit gave it to you to also it's not only to give to other people, it's to give to yourself as well. They gave you that money to spend and to use and to feel free and not restricted. But some of you were grown up in a very restricted environment, where you might have even grown up in a very, very poor, impoverished household. And now you're still living in that mindset. And Spirit says, oh, no, 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 no. We gave you all of this in your life to change that, to curse break that. We don't want your family living like this anymore. And so they've given you the job of breaking that family dynamic, that learned behavior, that curse break, whatever you want to call it. And they are asking you to please step up and break that curse. You are not poor anymore, and they don't want you living in impoverished energy anymore. Impoverished energy will keep you from being happy. It'll keep you from being successful in a relationship or with friendships or with anything that's important to you. So they want you to curse break on that impoverished feeling. Now, if you really are in a state where you lost your job, or you're a single parent, or and you need to be in this line, please, by all means, get in this line. That message is only for those of you that are sitting on a great deal of money that could be helping or even indulging yourself in a better quality of living, and you're not, because you're afraid to spend a cent of it because of your past. That's a curse break they want you to break. Now, this is not your fault. This is just that you've been put in charge of curse breaking this. They want you to break that curse of impoverishment in your family. And the only way to do it is to start spending the money they gave you in some way. Putting yourself out there, doing nicer things, even for yourself. It's not saying they want you to give this money away. You can, if you can help these people, great. That'd be even better. Every little good deed you do is going to come back at you threefold, obviously. But this is also about you feeling free to go out to dinner for a lobster and steak dinner once a month, if that's what you'd like. This is also okay for you to have a martini at the most expensive martini bar in your area, if that's what you want. Okay, but I'm just putting this out there. It's okay for you to do. They just want you to know you're not impoverished, and they gave you all that they've given you so that you could break that cycle. Now, this isn't saying go spend a bundle on yourself and be stingy. This is saying that it includes that, along with giving back to other people who have been good to you, right? Also giving back to society. If you're that well off, why not, right? Why not help others? Whatever it is, it doesn't matter how you do it. I'm just giving you these different scenarios. But what Spirit wants you to do is not live impoverished, because they gave you all this so that you would break that thing, that family thing. I call it the family curse, but it's a family. For some of you, it's a learned behavior. For some of you, it's that your family went through generation after generation after generation of being very poor because no one knew how to get out of being poor, and you did it. And part of that support you got from Spirit God Universe was so that you could stop it and break it and make sure no one else in your family lives impoverished like this. And part of doing that is going to include you making sure that you get out of the every time you want to do those things that you would do when you were poor, stop doing them. Stop and think about it and no. I am not going to do those things because that's something I would have done if I was poor. I would have done that when I was poor, but I won't do that now. I will spend $20 extra to stay in a nicer hotel. I will go down to the bar and have a couple of drinks. I will order a filet mignon tonight for dinner, even though it's $10 more than the meal I was going to get. I will do these things for myself because, damn it, I earned it and I can afford it. This is for the people that can afford it, okay? The other people, you get in that line and you accept that help. I'm not talking to you. This is absolutely not for you, this message. The people that this message is for are going to know right away that I'm talking to them. They're going to know it. All right, guys, I hope that this was helpful for someone. Please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please don't take anything that I said personal from these downloads and messages I got because they are for who they are for. They're not for all of you, okay? They are only going to be for who they are for. And those of you that they are for, I feel like you'll know it, okay? I hope that helps. All right, guys, I will talk to you soon. Just beware of anyone who's got a dark energy that's trying to latch onto you, okay? All right, guys, talk to you soon. Bye.